Hello everyone, Teching here, and welcome to the last one of these. It's been an incredible journey. I'm gonna miss you guys. I mean, despite the fact that I do a weekly manga reviewing series and I do a bunch of live streams per month and other shit that you can see me in, I'm gonna miss talking to you guys every single day. Probably not. You can see my laptop in the background. I'm watching Courage the Cowardly Dog because, you know, I'm a 22-year-old go-getter. Alright, well, this will be the answer video. I got a shit ton more questions than I thought. Not helping the fact is that multiple people gave me multiple questions. Like, one person gave me like 7 questions and a bunch of people did that. So, for fairness, I'm just going to pick out one question per person and we're basically just going to go down the list. I don't know how long we're going to get, so might not get to all of you. I did not expect there to be almost 200. But okay, let's get going, I guess. Let's get started. I promised you answers, I shall deliver. Are you left or right-handed? This is from Vicky X. I am right-handed. Yeah, that was... Okay, simple question. Simple question. Alright. Do I watch Gintama? No, I do not. Yeah, I'm going to have to give really simple answers for these if we're going to get all of them, so, you know, I would elaborate, but no. I do not watch Gintama. I think I've seen like 2 episodes. Hey, Techie, what are your thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V? Oh, jeez. Okay. I like it more than Zexal or Zeal, but that's not saying much, alright? I mean, I just think that ever since... You know what? I'm not even going to say since 5Ds. I think with the original 3, you had, you know, the first series had a certain feel to it, and the second one was more upbeat and happy, and Jaden was just like, you know, I'm going to be, you know, it was still like, you know, Fate of the World at some points, but for the most part it was like an upbeat character. And then 5Ds, you had that more grittiness to it, which I think everyone loved. And I wouldn't be, I wouldn't go crazy to say that a lot of people would consider 5Ds their favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, because it was pretty solid. I think it was with Zeal. That's when it started getting into the weird... I don't know. It's hard to explain in just, like, right now. If I had, like, a whole video to explain it, I would. But I like it. I like Arc V more than Zexal, but that's not really saying much. I like the protagonist more than I like the protagonist in Zeal, anyway. Anyway, does Dark Teching need to die? Maybe. We don't know where we're going with that. You don't know where I'm going with it yet. If I'm just going to straight up kill him, or if it's going to be something beyond that. Do you play any video games competitively? Competitively, no. The most competitive I get is when I play Modern Warfare online. And to be fair, I'm pretty decent at that. I've gotten a pretty good KD ratio, occasionally. What's your most embarrassing moment? My most embarrassing moment? I don't... No, I'm not telling you that. Okay, what's the... No, okay, it's, 2nd grade, in the bathroom, somebody pantsed me. Yeah, that's enough. Okay, I think you could go from there where that's going. Okay. What's your favorite Pokemon? Porygon. And he got the shaft in the anime because of that epilepsy, that seizure incident. And now you'll never see out Porygon or any of his evolutions in any movies or video games, or TV or in the anime. Which is a pain in the ass because he's not even the one that caused it. But yeah, Porygon's my favorite. Why not make a blog every few days? And also, do you think how One Piece will end? How do I think One Piece will end? They'll probably find the One Piece, I'm assuming. And why not make a blog every few days? Because doing vlogs every other day is not as ambitious as every single day. Can you give me a shout out? Yeah, Jalen Hawk. There you go. Visit his channel. Now, because I did that, I'm going to get 1,000 people commenting, hey, shout my channel out. Hey, shout my channel out. He got to it first. He took the opportunity. Teching, why did you stop playing RuneScape? Got kind of bored of it. You know, it's more, I was into RuneScape when I was in middle school and high school, when I had no job, when I had not to worry about college or my future life, and I could just sit around and all summer and just jerk off on the internet all day. Not literally jerk off. Well, yeah, but not literally jerk off like that. Just play video games and just like, you know, I can't do that anymore. I got responsibilities now. Teching, if you were reborn into an anime, which anime would it be and what role would you play? Also, what would you prefer to be... Who would you prefer to be your mother and father of said anime? You know, I'd be cool with Minato and Kushina being my mom and my dad, provided they are still alive in the context. What anime I would like to be in? Probably one of the slice of life ones, because let's put it this way. If I got put in the One Piece universe, I'm probably not going to be the guy that's going to be king of the pirates, okay? I'm probably going to be some random-ass villager that's going to get his ass killed by some random pirates. Okay, like, I'm going to end up as, like, a random villager on Bonnaroo Island to get my ass sucked into Blackbeard's, black hole. That shit's probably going to be me. Same like if I'm in Naruto. If I'm in Naruto, even if I become a shinobi, I'm probably going to have to worry about getting sent out and getting my ass, getting like a lightning bolt shoved up my ass by enemy ninja. I'm not going to be the main character. I'm just going to be some random asshole that's just going to be some fodder, So fuck it. I'll be in, either the Fooly Cooly universe, which there's aliens there, but at least, I don't think anyone dies too bad. Or Lucky Star. I'll be in Lucky Star. Let's just go with Lucky Star. There you go. Nothing bad happens in Lucky Star. Okay. Can you give me a thought on this theory of mine? I think that Fujitora... Okay, this is a theory. This is going a little bit... I'm sorry, I can't answer this, because these have to be questions I can answer right away. Assuming I can post multiples. Well, I'm just going to answer the first one. Favorite turn-based RPG? I played... I always forget it every single time Fire Emblem Awakening, that's it. And that was a pretty good turn-based one, and I played that last year. My friend gave it to me. Really good game. I'm probably going to buy the new one when it comes out. Do you have plans, or would you consider doing the other Bleach filler arcs like you did the Bounty arc? The thing about that is I really would like to. The Kasumiyoji in particular, and the Zanpakuto, and it's just that series took so long to do because I had to go back and watch all these old episodes, and the Bounty arc was the longest one, so that didn't... Any other filler arc would not take as long, but I really don't... It's just a project, a project for me to go back and look through all these episodes and get clips for everything. But I would like to do it, yeah. When shall Dark Matt series continue? I want the finale. Well, we're going to be away from the finale. My plan was to make the first arc of that 7 episodes, so we're up to episode 4. With episode 7 being like the big finale of the Dark Matt arc, but yeah. I guess this had to come since we didn't get a real answer the first time. What is the story behind my dad? You know about why you don't talk about him and stuff. I'm just really curious. Okay. Honestly, truthfully, my dad is a normal person. I do not hate him. He's not dead. I talk to him regularly. My parents are divorced. I don't get to live with him. He lives with my grandmother because she has some medical issues and he needs to kind of, help her, up in the morning and help her around and cook for her. He's just a normal guy, and I'll probably have him in a video at some point. The reason that I just keep fucking with you, because it's fun to just fuck with you sometimes. I made that whole video with the trolling comment. I mean, that's just me. That's Troll King 101. That's really what I should have called this vlog channel. Yeah, there's no secret behind that. There's not like my dad is secretly like a secret government agent or some shit. It's nothing like that. He works at a college as a maintenance worker. He's just a normal guy. Have you heard of Magi? If so, do you plan to get into it? Yeah, I've heard of it. I've read like the first 20 chapters and I got bored and I went away. Not even really bored, just kind of like stopped reading it and just never started reading it again. Can I send you a 32-inch Sony HD TV for fan mail? Yes! Yes, you can. In fact, here is my fan mail, just in case you forgot. Also, I will be accepting PlayStation 4s, Xbox Ones, and iPads, but only until the end of this month, only until the end of August. I will be accepting those. So if you haven't already, you really should go out and buy me some stuff. No, you don't have to buy me stuff, but I mean, if you want to, go for it. I have a 19-inch TV right now, and it's not even flat screen. Are you a fan of High School DxD? Yes, I certainly am. Yes. Okay. I am about to read Toriko for the first time. What should I expect from the series? A lot of world building. Also, the first few arcs, they're pretty much action-packed in terms of like the fight scenes. They're really good, but there's not much in the way of plot, I would really say, until until you probably hit Regal Mammoth arc, and that's when you start learning about the organizations and the main players, and then Ice Hell. That's about maybe 40 chapters in. Up until then, it's just these series of just smaller arcs where Toriko and Komatsu go for a hunt to find some ingredient. They meet some big-ass animal. Toriko beats the shit out of the animal, or something akin to that, and he takes the ingredient. That's pretty much what the first, 40 chapters are. But after that, we start to have some traction. But yeah, I don't see any reason why you would dislike the first 40 chapters. It's still pretty good. What are your top 10 favorite anime series? Okay, I can't answer that now. I mean, I can't. I'm sorry. It's just way too much to sit down and look at all this. Is your Dollar Tree hiring? We just actually hired a new guy. But no, we only usually hire either when somebody quits, which is the reason why we had to hire the new guy, or around Christmas time when we need extra help, and usually right after Christmas we let everybody go that we hired anyway. So it's kind of depressing, but that's how it goes. What is your top 10 favorite anime? Come on! I can't do that! When do you think Bleach anime... This is not a simple question of just what are your top 10, you know? I can't just... Any number, anything I can give you right off the top of my head would just be superfluous. It would just be like me grabbing random animes I've seen, like Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, Toriko, Fooly Cooly. Well, Fooly Cooly is my absolute favorite, but ranking the others like by order of goodness would, you know, take a whole, you know, I have to sit down and look at this stuff. And I'm probably going to make a video about it. Like Gurren Lagann, and High School DxD, Sekirei, you know, listing, Hellsing would probably be number 2. But yeah. When do you think the Bleach anime will be back? When the manga ends. We'll probably get an announcement on that. What's your home address? Ha! Well, here's my P.O. box if you want that. Alright, how strong do you think Zoro and Sanji really are? Because besides Luffy, they were not forced to use full power yet. Well, I don't know. That's a debate, whether you'd say Zoro is full power when he fought against Pika. I wouldn't really say he is. Sanji looked like he was fighting pretty powerful against Doflamingo. I can't really tell that Sanji would have held back that much on Doflamingo. But I would probably say that just going by the order of it, it would be Zoro that would be just like a little bit stronger than Sanji. And I love Sanji. This might be strange, but do you remember a username Mrs. Rukia Official? As in one of your answer time videos? I am here. I am her. Back to the real question. If you were Kubo, how would you end Bleach? Love you, Techie. Been watching you forever. Well, thank you. I think I kind of do remember you a little bit. It's been a while since I did the last answer time. Yeah, so how would I end Bleach if I was Kubo? Well, kind of like, at this point, like in the series, I would have already changed so many things. Like, you know, you would basically have to ask me that question in the context of how would the last arc of Bleach be. But right now, from what I could salvage it, I would try to give everybody a fair fight, but that's going to be kind of hard. I guess I would bring back the Sternritters as, like, zombies or something, because everyone would have a fair fight then with all the different enemies we have, instead of just, like, 7 on 30. You know, and of course I have to end it with Ichirukia, of course, you know, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I would have to revamp the entire last arc to give, you know, my personal, like, full extent of what I would be doing. Who would win in a fight, Sebastian or Uryu? Sebastian from Black Butler. They both use projectiles, so, well, I mean, we don't really know the full extent of what Sebastian can do. Fair, we don't know what Uryu can do either, but I'm just going to say Uryu. Because, yeah, Sebastian uses projectiles, but they're fucking knives and forks. They're not, like, special knives and forks either. They're just knives and forks. You know, he picks them up, and he's really fucking accurate at throwing them. And he probably throws them wicked fast, but they're just regular pieces of metal. Uryu fires, like, energy beams. So I'm going to go with Uryu there. Have you seen Code Geass? Yes, I have, and I enjoyed it very much so. Lelouch! What is your best year of going to the movies? What are your full feelings? One of my best years of going to the movies? I don't really go to the movies that often per year. I probably only go see 3 or 4 movies in theaters every year. This year I only saw, like, last one I saw was The Gallows, not that great. Jurassic World, Avengers, It Follows. I've gone to the movies, like, 4 times this year. I might go, okay, maybe that number would be a little bit higher, maybe like 5, 6 times. But yeah, I don't really remember. I mean, I have this thing where whenever you see those red diamonds on my billboard, whenever I go to a movie that's particularly good, I put the ticket up there. That's the Interview and It Follows. And the reason I have the Interview up there is because it was such like a controversial movie when it came out. I decided to save the ticket. And It Follows because it's probably my favorite horror movie I've seen this year. Okay. Did you forget about Squad 101? I haven't heard you mention it in a long time. Yeah, I didn't forget about it, but I just haven't thought of anything to do with it in a while. Who is your least favorite captain and why? And who's your Bankai and who's loved you most? I've said this before, it's Soifone is my least favorite captain. Whose Bankai do I love the most? Probably Mayuri's. Or in terms of, like, creativity, probably, like, Tozen's. What's your favorite One Piece arc? Impel Down. Somebody already answered that, actually, for me. Who are your top 3 characters? Okay, we can't do that. I saw your video a long time ago about Bankais that have not been shown. But what do you think Shinji's Bankai is, and how powerful do you think it is compared to other captains? No, too complicated of a question. I'm sorry. I could go into detail, but yeah. What did you think of this One Piece chapter this week? Yeah, I liked it. Kind of out of nowhere, we got to see Kaido. I mean, not out of nowhere, but, you know, we saw Sanji and Nami's group, which was a complete mindfuck what they were doing, and they were being chased by Big Mom, but then they ended up being chased by Kaido, so I don't know, or Kaido's crew. I have no idea what Oda's doing with, like, the Yonkou, because he's having, like, all of them kind of bunched together here, so this is, maybe the next arc's going to be a main focus. This is Zion Darkness from Twitch TV. I was wondering, what was the easiest way to send you my fanfiction story? Probably via email. But I mean, I don't get any I don't always read fan fictions because I get a bunch of stuff sent to me just in terms of theories. I get sent to me like, hey Tekking, here's my theory, and I would love to read every single one and answer one in turn and have a discussion, but it's just simply not possible for me to do that. So I mean, you can send it to me. There's no guarantee I'll read it. I mean, I'm trying not to be a dick. It's just that I get so many of them and just, I'm sorry, I really am. I wish I need an assistant. Tekking, what are your thoughts on Kaido's design? Different from the way he was originally portrayed, like the silhouette, but still pretty fucking badass. Tekking, if tomorrow you found yourself in the Soul Palace current condition, and what would you want to ask Yuha? I would ask him, like, can I have a bottomless jug of iced tea? And if he could give it to me, that would be great. What else would I ask him? He's basically God. He could kill me with snapping his fingers if he wanted to. Alright. How much do you weigh, you scrawny virgin? I am 120 pounds, sorry. 122 pounds, sorry about that. What is your favorite Bleach opening? Mine is D Techno Life. Yeah, that's the second one. My favorite opening is, I think, the 7th one, it's the 7th one, After Dark. If there was one big plot point you can change in Bleach, what would it be, and how would you accomplish it given the current plot? You know what I always thought was bullshit? I mean, there's probably another time I thought that was bullshit, but the whole reveal of Final Getsuga, I feel kind of cheated by that, you know, Ichigo just, he's no match for Aizen, and then they train, and then he comes out a couple chapters later, and all of a sudden he's not just a match for Aizen, he's beyond Aizen's level. And it's because he learned a technique that was never referenced, not even alluded to, in the most vague of ways. That's what I would change. I would change it by just having it be just vaguely mentioned. I always said it be like this, like if in Ichigo's inner world there's like a black door or gateway that's just there, like always there. Every time he goes in, it's always there, and it's like, what the fuck is that gate? And then Zangetsu would always be like, no, don't worry about that. That's no of concern to you yet. That at least would give like a symbolic, you know, foreshadowing on some greater power that lies within him. What we got instead was like Isshin's like, I need to teach you the final Getsuga Tensho. And Ichigo's like, what? Because that's the first time we've ever heard of such a thing even existing. Now, it's probably going to tie back in with his Quincy powers because it's like a Let's Steal. But it's just the process for that build-up. Like, there was like, that's like the Ichigo Aizen. That's what we were been waiting for like God knows how many years. And it just ended in that really like, oh, here's a power we never mentioned before, but you have it now, and then you lose it after you use it once. Also, does anyone think that Ichigo could have easily kicked the shit out of Aizen without even using Mugetsu? He seemed to be doing pretty fucking good up to that point. Just saying. Anyway, moving on. Kenpachi versus Guts. I don't read Berserk. What are your thoughts on Red Elix? Oh, disregard that. That's a troll question. Why do you hate Fairy Tail? I don't... Go watch my video on the future of Tekking 101. I think I mentioned in there why I don't like Fairy Tail. If a fan decided to come to your city, would you let them crash with you and give them a tour of everything? Go watch the 8th vlog on this channel. There is not a lot of shit to tour in this town. Could you come live with me? I live with my mom, she would probably have something to say about that, because it's her house, not mine. But if I had my own apartment or house and someone comes over, and I've discussed this with my manager before, like if someone were to ever come and if I was to go and like crash at one of my fans' houses, if I was like touring Europe or something, and they'd be like, and my boss is like, well, you have to make sure they're not a serial killer, and I'm like, oh no, I got this covered. If they're a fan of mine, it doesn't matter if they're a serial killer. They know if they kill me, then they're not getting any more content. So I think they'll behave. Okay. Wow, there are still so many of these. Okay, I'm going to skip to the top, and I'm going to read down. I'm going to read a few more from the top, like from the people that just sent me questions. Let's see. Do you have any theories on why Yoruichi has never been seen with her Zanpakuto outside of flashbacks? She doesn't need it to fight. Like, it's that simple. Like, I know a lot of people are saying, like, we need to see her Shikai. Not really. The series could conceivably end with us not finding anything out about her Zanpakuto. I don't care, because that's not how she fights. It's just, it doesn't suit her needs, how to fight. She's perfectly capable. I think anything that she could do with a Zanpakuto, she can do perfectly fine using her Hakuda and her Shunko. She doesn't need to have a Shikai or Bankai. She probably does, but I don't see why. I mean, she most definitely does, but I don't think we're going to see it. Tekking, I've been wondering this, but why haven't we seen Komamura's Shikai? We have, actually, we have. Go back when he was fighting Tozen, when he goes initially into his Resurrection, he does use his Shikai, where it just creates the phantasmal sword, you know, behind him. It just creates like a fake sword that he could just swing, and then Tozen blocks it with just one hand, and then he goes into Bankai. Plans for life after college, new town. Oh, most certainly, I'm gonna move. There's nothing for me here. I have no idea what I'm gonna do yet. If Kenpachi had a Bankai, what would you think it would be like? It'd be a nuke. There's so many theories on what this could be. I saw one that his Shikai, well, back when his Shikai wasn't known yet, his Shikai was like this giant-ass chainsaw. You know, I don't know what his Shikai would be. I mean, his Bankai would be. Who's your favorite mangaka other than Oda? Well, it would probably be Oda. If not, then I'll go with Oda and Obata from Death Note. So it is an Oda. How do you find the motivation to do things? It just comes. Like, seriously, it's just, that's how it is. Like, I'll wake up some days and feel like shit. Other days I'll wake up and be like, I want to make a video today. It's just how it goes. What do you think of Yuri and Yaoi? I'm actually going to be reading both a Yaoi and a Yuri Bleach fanfiction coming up pretty soon. And those fanfictions I will read simply because they're for a video. Yeah. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be an Ichigo versus Ichigo x Byakuya one. Then I'm going to do a Yuri one that you guys will get to decide on. Thoughts on DC Marvel movies? I like Marvel more. Alright, like just a few more because I'm starting to get... What if the brain in a jar was good friends with the nerves? Oh, you mean because Gremmy had the eye? Or, I mean, Gremmy had the brain in it. I don't get your question, sorry. I'm going to skip that one, because I'm not sure what that one is asking. What was the happiest, most exciting moment of your life? Wow, that's a deep question. You know what? I've had a lot of moments in my life that were really just relieving. You know, like, let's say, just recently, for example, we've been dealing with financial aid right now for college. And we've been worrying about that for 2 months, whether or not I'm going to have enough aid this year, and we just got that back, and it's like, oh, good, we do. So moments like that, I'm just like, yes! Or whenever I have a research paper due in one of my classes, and the paper's been due for like 2 months, or we have 2 months to complete it, and I finally get it done, and I'm like, yes! And I'm really happy for a few days. But I can't really see any moment in my life right now that's been just like, this is the single greatest day of my life. I can't really think of any real moment there. I mean, I get pride from doing this stuff, but I might get something at some point in my life that surpasses anything. But yeah, I think I'm going to pick this last question from Billy the Afro Man. If given the opportunity to voice or appear in an abridged series, would you take it? You seem like quite a big fan of them. I am. I certainly am a big fan of abridged series. if anyone ever want, hey, I'm open. Team 4-Star, Little Karibo, Something Witty Entertainment. Anybody wanna need me for voice acting? I can do a line. Doesn't have to be what. There's also a Bleach bridge series right now. I don't even want to say right now because it was Throne of Cypher does it, but he hasn't made an episode in like over a year. I don't know if he plans on continuing it or not. But he seems like a pretty funny dude. He does the abridged series. He's really good quality with his series. So if he ever needs me to do... I don't even need to voice somebody important like a captain. I can just voice some random-ass Shinigami that just gets KO'd by Chad in one hit or something. You know, that would be fine. But hey, I'm open if anyone needs a voice. But I'm sure people ask a bridge series all the time, like, you know, can I be a voice in your episode? I'm sure that they get asked that all the time, so they wouldn't really consider me. But anyway, yeah, that's that. Sorry I couldn't get to all these, but there is like so freaking many of them. Like, you guys are awesome, but damn. So hey, I might make another video doing more of these, maybe just as a regular vlog channel video. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being with me for this past month. I like this experiment. And once again, like I said, I'm probably going to do this again at some point, maybe like in every other month or every 3 months, something like that. And we'll see you then. So yeah, Tekking signing out for the last time. Later.